Trevor, so news broke that Fox and AEW had contact at one point. There are now rumors, speculation about Fox potentially getting, this 1 hour show of Shockwave that, again, this is speculation, but we do know that AEW filed a trademark for AEW Shockwave, which is supposed to be some sort of show, whether it's a show on TV or a pay-per-view, TBD. But where there's smoke, there's fire. What do you think about this? Like, we know that, like, essentially Collision, Dynamite, those are staying on WBD. Those are staying on Warner. The Max stuff is still happening. All that is still happening. But in addition, we might get another AEW show on some Fox property, whether it's Fox proper, like, whatever your local Fox channel is, or potentially FS1. What's your instant reaction to this?
Now, are we dropping Rampage? Is Rampage still a thing, or
TBD? We don't know. Maybe this is like a thing where they replace Rampage with this show. We don't know.
Because I actually didn't see Rampage last week, to be honest with you.
It was on. It's on.
Because I know Collision was on Friday last week instead of Saturday. So, so honestly, I mean, if that's the case, like, we don't know what's going to definitely, I mean, it's a good thing. Why wouldn't it be a good thing, right? Like, more AEW is always a good thing, especially since the ratings have gotten better, things have gotten better for them. Why not, right? Like, I mean, a 1 hour show, honestly, would be great. Like, it'd be like a taste. Like, you get to see a little bit, and then you go from there. Like a new fan, go from there. Like, you know what? This is a pretty good product. Let's go see Dynamite. Let's watch Collision. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's kind of like old days, like WCW.
Yeah, and there seems to be this perception online that, like, Fox isn't interested in wrestling anymore because of the WWE deal. That's not true from everything that's been talked about. Like, the issue with WWE on Fox wasn't with the fact that they didn't like wrestling. The issue and why WWE did not get re-signed by Fox was the amount of money that Fox was paying for that. They did not believe that they were getting what they needed in order to maximize that investment. Because, like, one of the key things about this is, one of the reasons even, like, so there's these things in media, in, like, television, that's called, like, loss leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially what WWE became for Fox. Because one of the advantages, even if you have a show that isn't necessarily garnering the ratings that are going to make that money back for you on the deal, or maximize that value for the deal, what you can do is bolster whatever the lead-in is for, like, that show. So let's say, you have SmackDown. In theory, at 10 p.m. after SmackDown goes on the air, you put, like, a new show on, and that lead-in helps boost that show's ratings. The unfortunate part here, Trevor, is two things. Number one, Friday nights, it's a death time for any TV show, but except for wrestling or live sports. But number two, more importantly, Fox local networks do not show any original Fox programming at 10 p.m. You know what's on at 10 p.m. on Fox networks? The local news. So it does not help Fox, like the entity, the company, really at all. Because the only one that's being bolstered by WWE is local news. So at that point, all you can hope is that you get enough advertising revenue to, like, try to make some money back on that investment. And then, maybe cross promote. And even we saw less and less of that as the years went on. So that was the problem there. I think the expectations are going to be very low for AEW, quite frankly, in that they're going to get an hour with this Shockwave thing potentially. Again, potentially rumors, speculation, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think they're going to expect 500,000. I don't think they're going to expect 400,000. I think they're going to expect, like, Rampage level numbers for relatively cheap television, depending on how it's presented.
I mean, I totally agree with you, honestly. Like, I mean, like, the thing is that a lot of people don't realize that Fox and WWE dates back to the '90s. Saturday Superstars used to be on Fox, like until they moved to the USA. Like they've always had a relationship with wrestling and a relationship with WWE, well WWF back then, but it was never because of they didn't like wrestling. It's like you said, it was the price tag. Now, if the price tag was right, then they probably would have kept it a lot longer. And wrestling expanded and also evolved over the years. So, like Saturday Superstars became an outdated type show. Like shows like Saturday Superstars became outdated, which is why they stopped doing it on WWE on Fox, and WWE kind of dropped it altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I could see AEW doing something like that that will probably work. And like you said, it won't be like 5,000. It won't be like 6,000. It'll be little, but it's fine because of what AEW is trying to accomplish.
I think it's going to be like a velocity level show, which is not bad.
Yeah,
Like it gets people on television, it gets people television time, it gets people exposure and experience in front of cameras. That's a good thing.
absolutely. It's not a bad thing at all. Like I said, kind of like an appetizer. Get people's feet wet and then move on to the bigger shows.
That's why I think like the ratings discourse around like all this kind of stuff is such BS. Because like, where were all of you talking about the velocity ratings in 2004?
Right.
Where was that? No one was. It was like it's a ridiculous thing. Like that's why everyone's like Rampage is in the mud. Blah, blah. The ratings are not good. Don't get me wrong. And if you want to talk about it from a business standpoint or whatever, like that's a separate conversation. But to claim the entire company is in the mud because Rampage is not doing well, it's like saying WWE is in the mud because Sunday Night Heat wasn't doing well or Velocity was doing well. Like it doesn't carry that
Shotgun
much water.
Saturday night, like or wrestling main event, like like if you really want to be honest, WWE had a lot of test shows that didn't do well at all. Like let's be honest, the Cruiserweight show did not do well. It was kind of annoying after a while. Like the show that they had their own belt with Drew Gulak and guys like that. Like that show was absolutely awful.
205 Live, baby. We love that. Oh, man.
Hey,
Take me back to 205 Live when the bastard Pac was on there. Shout out to him.
oh dude, when the show was good, it was good. When it went down, it went down
It
quick.
went down,
It's,
didn't it?